good morning all. Another disappointing day with the inflation rate. As I said before, on last Wednesday, we were looking for a very perhaps positive or toned down inflation rate. Instead, it was 8.3%. Again, this is to the reference of the US inflation rate. As such, the market continued to sell off. But as I said before, we are rapidly approaching to the bottom. But more of that next Wednesday. Join me on the live FB 9:30. Next Wednesday we'll talk more. But today, let's talk about TradeVSA 360 as we look at for explosive stocks. I'm going to share with you how I look for explosive stocks to share and trade for day trading in here. All right, so this is something that we use our VSA 360 in here, and if you have not gotten the VSA 360, there is a 10-day free trial worth 2668 that you can sign up right at the end there. I have some information in there, plus a 30 minutes training that is done by one of our senior trainer. So let's look at what we have for you this morning. So this morning we're going to be talking about explosive share today. This is one of the things that I have with me for many long time. I'm looking at new opportunity. We're going to be looking using the 18-day line change screener, which we have in our VSA 360. Again, this is one of the very powerful stocks that we look at, but with a little bit of twist. And we will look back into it. Why this pattern is so good is because the back testing that we have done has given us 80% rate if we have the right setup and also the right background, which is actually looking at the overall KLCI. So it's important to look at that. So two things you need to is the VSA 360 dashboard and the 18-day line change. Now to win consistently, of course, you always said before, it's important that you backtest it and paper trade consistently, and also again supported by the right sector. We all know now, if you just go into the VSA 360 looking at those sectors, we'll know what are the strong sectors. Last count I remember was energy, some constructions and property. So those are the sectors that you want to be looking at in here. Now of course, anyone with limited knowledge can do it as long as you have the VSA 360 and a little bit of hard work that will help you to do. But this is also the best time to be learning while the market is really in its so-called backwater stages in here, a bit quiet in here. So you can also sign up for our 10-day trial at the end here. Now also on the update of our Pentagon Guider, we have reduced the last two positions. We actually have cut it. One of them was LB Aluminium, which hit our ATR stop loss, and earlier on was EL Soft. Now despite how much the market has fallen a bit, we only left with one trade, which is the Symphony Live, and Symphony Live still holding on in here. And let's see how it is. It did have a rebound, and let's take a look at this morning. Well, how was the Symphony Live? You can type SYMLIFE, right, and check out. And also take note, we have the latest what we call the charts in here. This is the interactive HTML5 chart. You can see, of course, you can always expand this and take a look overall at the chart here. So it pretty much tells you where it is. The ATR stop loss, it's around 50. Another improvement that we give to our member, of course. This is an interactive chart in here. So Symphony Live, we have this ATR stop loss. If you look back at here, it is around trading very close to the ATR stop loss, okay, but it's still above in here. So we need to ensure that the price right now it's 50 cents. I think it's gone below the ATR stop loss. That's why we have this warning in here. And if you look today, right, we may have to reduce the position of the ATR stop loss. That's all it's trading about. You can see right now on the daily chart, it has broken through in here, and that's what one of the things that we do using the so-called warning of Symphony for the quote that we have on 360 in here. So I need to do some action later on, but let's see whether the market will pull back. Again, on all this position, we will use daily chart in here. So this morning, I think the market continued to sell off in here. So we are still outperforming the KLCI in here. But I want to share with you a very more positive is one of our turtle trader. The first runner-up, Miss Zanailee in here, achieved a 11% profit in 2 months that beat the KLSE, and this was during the January to February month. Of course, that was on a backdrop of rather sideways plus a more positive February month in here. And of course, on last Wednesday, we did have a sharing session in here where we have Miss Zanailee did the sharing, and there are some insights, so you can check it out on the Facebook and YouTube. There we have her talking in here that many of our members and public can also understand how our student trade on the daily and hourly chart. But we also be sharing with you how to find those explosives there, so make sure you stay on with the remaining of the show here. All right, now let's take a look at the some of our programs that we want to bring the best out of our students, just like in our Turtle Trader, which will remain very good appreciation from our members as well as feedback. So we are continuing for the second half of the year, which we are starting out in June 2022, is bringing out the best of our members. That's right, it's for plugin and masterclass. And if you are a member in here, we want to invite you to join our journey to become a super trader in our 20 days live trading challenges in here. There's a QR code on that one, so make sure you sign up for it. It's totally free for this 20 days trading challenge in here for only our plugin member. Many insights that we'll be sharing, the coaches will be with you for a special group in here to help you to learn some of the insights and get you to do the trading like we do in here. So the 20 days live trading challenge here, if you not know more, find out more information from the QR code on top in here, and we will do our first briefing end of this month. Of course, our center of everything is our VSA 360. That's the vehicle is going to get you to the goal that you want to be, and look for those new opportunity which is not using, especially the intraday alert in here. Now let's take a look at the overall 3 things we need to know this morning. We have VSA 360 going back to the dashboard. Definitely the market this morning is broken. You can see from here, and if you bring this up, this market has really broken down to below the ATR stop loss. This was the ATR stop loss, so it's broken down, and which is, we were right. And you can see this red pentagon in here, which was on the 15th of April, you can see. So this is a HTML5 chart, and since then, if you have exited, you would have avoided many of this downtrend. Of course, we still need another green pentagon for us to go in. So right now, market remain to be very downtrend. Stay out if you need to, especially beginners in here. So that's where we are. So the next thing is the looking at the different sector that we have here. Again, we can blow this up. You can see almost just go on to the Pentagon in here. Everything, it's with the exception of energy, just energy also turned red pentagon. We only have REITs, which is 49 days, 4% reopening, and we have another one, plantation, which is green pentagon, but it's also down 6% in here. But the technology sector has been one of the hardest hit. You can check out in here, and we just need to wait for the chart to appear here. Okay, there you go, and you can see that was continued to be in the downtrend. Looking at energy, okay, energy is slightly better, but has already turned red pentagon. So that gives us the sector where we are. So as I said before, if you do trade some of the explosive trade that we talk about in here, be mindful of the overall surrounding of the market in here. All right, so just keep that in mind. And let's take a look at the dashboard on the alert center that we have, and you could see, bringing this up here, we have a lot of turning red. So that's an alarm bell going on. We got IBM, Amanda, KPS, Cisco, Genting, and it's going to be very challenging for many of those who's looking for day trade, but we attempt to find some. Okay, and if we do, we got a couple of nuggets of tips and advice here, what to do if you are day trading in that manner. Now, if you have any question that you want us to look at, or feel free to pencil those in there, we are happy to look into them for you in here. All right, as the market continue to congest pretty much in where we have. Okay, and let's take a look at the, so we've done the sectors and the week and also the 6 alert center that we have. Now, what we're going to show you is to find those explosive stock to day trade is using the 18-day line screener. Now, no doubt you can see how we can find those very powerful stock. It's going to be finding a jewel within, so you can see from here the date going back to the 11th of November. So what we do, we look for a couple of days going back here. We have two, Harlem and Sistak, and let me just share with you how it does. You go to the screener and you go to the 18-day line change that you have here, and then you just go back to the 11 because we want to see that line change. I'm going to talk about the so no doubt this one has turned red, but if you look at Harlem where we started, okay, looking at the live chart here, oh, but we can look here anyway. Okay, we can click here. That takes us to Harlem in here, and you can see this chart since the green Pentagon, right? And we can open up here, which is around the 22nd. Of course, live chart, we can always go back to the trading view there, and you can see the market has been going up in here. This is where the line change is. And the explosive trade, what we want to do is that because the market has made a pullback, remember, this is a pullback, like just like I make a line change, but if you have gone in somewhere from here, right, which is 90 cents, is 120, that is a very, very big move. All right, and of course, if the market were to close back up to this level, which is the closing price, you can see 128 on top of here. That's where you want to be entering back, 128. So let's take a look at yeah, this is Harlem right now. You can see the market yesterday sold off 3%. You wanted to close back at at least this 128 level to be looking to buy. So just don't go and buy blindly. Make sure the market close above the 128. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the other example that we have. Sistak. Okay, Sistak here. Now, if you have any stocks that you want us to look at, feel free. And this is what we talk about here. Also on the 11 line change, and then you have a 1 bar pullback. So the chart actually goes up, and then you want to have this 1 line pullback where the market pause for a moment. Now remember, this is on the backdrop, right? And if the market could not hit lower, then you want to be excellent. Just like here, market have a line change here, the pullback, then it moves up. That's what we want to hit. And we want to go for very, very small profit. That's all. Less 3 to 4%, even maybe 1-2%. We want to take it because if you really want to trade, and this is only for those who are more experienced and medium. But if you are beginners in there, use the VSA 360 and do a couple of paper trades in here. But just be mindful of the challenging condition that we have in the market in here. All right, now let's take a look at the overall yesterday on the 12th. Okay, so if you are looking at on the 12th, then you want to be looking, let me just turn this off here, turn this off. That will be the 12th, right? Because yesterday is the 12th, today is the Friday. So you can click on submit in here. There's a couple of stocks you can look at: Benapuri, Fujiya, Tambun, BJ Land, and if you notice, many of these are actually property. So you go back to the property sectors that we have. Now we want to see the property sectors. Remember, we want to keep aligned the sectors that we have here, and you can see property is actually turning also bearish, so keep it in mind. And if you look at the bigger time property here, you can see property has broken down. So a lot of these stocks can be very, very how do I say that word, very, very damaging, in a sense that because the overall sectors has turned down, so you don't need to really want to trade. So all you got to do is look for a good setup that you see in the property and do those trade in here. So no doubt these stocks that we talk about has so we don't trade blindly. We all look at Benapuri, which has gone up 7 cents. We remember we choose those which is 47 cents and above. So definitely Tambun is one of them. Okay, so we look at Tambun this morning. Okay, I got Mayfern here want me to look at the Charimin. Okay, we got Tambun here. So you can see Tambun, yes, line change. If it does take out this 95 cents, this is still a go-go. So keep that in mind. This is the earnings. So if the market goes up to 96 cents where you are, just 2 cents, take your profit. Okay, take your profit. Tambun is actually one of those very good positive shares, if I'm not mistaken. And you can click on in here. You can see 6 out of 8. You can just mouse over here. Let me just right? It's one of those have a safety level of it's a growth stock. It's long term. It's FAD though. This is something a good stock to play on. As I said before, Tambun did came out, and if you look back, Tambun has been positive since February, March, April in here, and 27% return. Isn't that great, right? It has been a non-performer so far, but so far this year it has been a great performer in here. Okay, so keep that in mind. And it's ranked 28 out of 98. Main board is a small cap stocks, just giving it market value of 366 million in here. So that's Tambun here. And let's take a look at the next one that we have, BJ Land. 23 cents. No, we prefer something that's 47 cents. So so Tambun Land would be the one that we would want to trade. But I'm going to share with you a couple of new tricks that we have using the alert. So let's move on to, right? And remember, the screener is available the night before. So very important is when we do our day trading strategy, we break it down, is to look at the yellow trend zone. So if there's a yellow trend zone, be careful. You don't need to trade it. Many of the trades may not work out, very few winning rates. So we look back a few bars. Okay, in this case, we look back on the 11, on let's say today 12, you'll be looking at Tambun. Okay, you're looking at Tambun. So we will look for strong uptrend share. So whether that's satisfied or not. So in here, we'll look at the Tambun is a nice strong uptrend shares. So Tambun falls into the candidate here. And that next one is take small profits, which means if you are in at 94 cents, 96 cents, we need to get out. All right, if you want to trade that Tambun shares in here. So the idea behind it is like fishing for meal. We have very high win rates suitable for the income trading in here. We actually end of the day, if you want to go in at 47 cents, 3 to 4% profit, but you can run a few more in here. So let's take a look at the alert that we have this morning, okay, for our premium alert here. We got a couple of interesting shares. CNH, which used to be a CNI, they changed their name, but this one is about 8 cents. We prefer those who is 47 cents. We have two Micron and BJ Food. These are the new alert, intraday alert they are testing, which is done by also my senior trainer Zach, and we want to just share with you a couple of strategies in here. So if you look from here, Micron just turned, and this is only available for our premium menu for our masterclass. So if you look here from a daily chart, hasn't break out yet, but if you look at the hourly chart, switch to an hourly chart, you can see market ready to turn up. All right, and if it's going to be here 75 cents, 71 cents in here, that's the kind of very short term, 2-3%. You can see overall here when it turned, one hourly chart hit the top, okay, and then when you hit this peak here, so you want it to break into the 71, 72 cents to exit in here. So Micron is one. The next one is BJ Food. Now BJ Food has run a fair bit already. Now this is a daily chart, so all you got to do is switch to an hourly chart, and you can see this one has broken out in here. But you can see since the hourly turn, right, this one has gone too much. You see, it's gone about 32%. We don't like this because anytime when the market breaks up, you can see the pullback in here. So go for those who have a 1 bar pullback, something that we said earlier on for the shares we just mentioned over here. Tambun seems to be the one that is falls into our 18-day line change with 1 pullback. But for our Pentagon hourly alert, okay, so we have a couple of strategies in here, hourly alert that we use. So in short, right, we choose an 18-day line change. That's the one you can do the night before. All right, you can have most the data will be available to you, so you can find out those shares in here. The pullback has very good win rates. That's why we wait for that 1 bar pullback here. We use the alert 360, just like what we do, looking for the hourly Pentagons that you are fine, and using the 18-day line chain to zoom in for that one in here. And to win consistently, we continue to backtest to make sure we have it, and on the backdrop of the KLCI, which is a stronger one. All right, and also don't forget, we have the up and coming talk tonight at 9:30 with Dr. Gary, which is a masterclass preview. To sign up for our TradeVSA system, we have a special price in here. Regular is $588, but today we have a special price. And for those of you who wanted to sign up, we have that in here. But if you want to still try out our VSA 360 with a 75% success rate, you can do so. This is a QR code and is worth 2688. Sorry, 268 for a 10-day free trial. Right? So you want to test drive it for a 10-day free trial with a 30-minute consultation and training. Check that one out. This is used by our Total Trader for achieving the 21% profit target in here. All right. And this is one of very good comment from Mr. Baptist in here. Thank you for it so far. And of course, reminder for our masterclass and plugin member, we want you to be the trader that you always be, and we are here for you, continue to support you, and this is free for all the plugin and masterclass members. So make sure you sign up in here. We have our first briefing in here, and this evening our masterclass preview in here, we have the KLSE and the US market talk at 9:30. all right, at 9:30 the SGX market, Hong Kong too. So this is a preview. We'll get Dr. Gary to come in and talk about trading psychology in here. It's a free webinar, so check it out, and register if you are in the TradeVSA Telegram channel in here. Okay, or look out for the link below on the Facebook in here. And this is the thing that we'll be covering in here. You get 2 days our CPO US market in here, and very special this time around, Dr. Gary with us for the next 3 months session from June, July, and to all the way to May, June, July. Okay. So right now we're going to go on to our stock trade here. Okay, stock. We got Mayfern here looking at Chari Min. Okay, let's take a look at Chari Min today. And P transplant, P transport, Perak transport. Okay. All right, Chari Min has already, if you look from a day, okay, let's look at from the Chari Min. Now, Chari Min, like it or not, you have a 2-bar reversal. It has a lot of resistance in here. This is the support. If he can't break through, if you break through a 67, you need to be out. It looks like there's a lot of profit taking going on in here. Not so nice. P trans, which is Perak transit. Switching to a daily chart in here. This one, you can run your profit in here, and a nice up strong trend in here. You got a couple of up thrusts in here anytime. And take note, this one here, you can see, compare using the market stages for those who have more than one. This one's still okay as long as once it starts to turn towards the 0 level here, right? Be ready to exit. Be ready to exit because it's coming from a green line here, then turning back. This one in here, think to take profit because you have the market stages going above on the red line there. So that's going to inform you much earlier to take evasive action in here. Any more stocks inside there, do let me know, and I'll be happy to look at them too. Okay. So with that, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at TradeVSA in here. Thank you for your support, and thank you for coming tonight. We're going to talk more on the trading psychology tonight in here. So make sure you check me, and don't forget to log on to your VSA 360 and do join our Telegram chat room in here for all the information educational that we bring to you in here with VSA. That's all we have. Thank you for coming. I'll see you later.